We're live with Howlerhead Whiskey, powered by Howler.
Be.
I almost forgot what the Howler tasted like, man. It's been so long.
I know, man, but then that first sip hits your lips. It's like, oh yeah, this
It's
is
almost
what we've
like
been
the first sip feeling at Starbucks.
Yeah,
the
man.
Starbucks cup.
Yeah, but better.
It reminds me of the old school Will Ferrell when he goes, the touch of the lips, the touch of the lips.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love
That's
that.
one of my
man.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
Can you bring that?
Whenever you
Can you
hear,
bring that a
like-
little bit closer to the mic?
What?
The mic.
You want me closer to the mic?
Yeah, or you bring that mic closer to you, like this. Mira.
Golly.
There you go.
So demanding.
He's
Now you want to hear me?
We got more people today on the LULAC side.
Yeah, we're outnumbered.
You're by yourself
Rich
today.
Barmaster has.
We got nobody to draw the politics in with you.
Well, I mean, you know, I can still do my best.
You do your best.
We got Diego over here who can chime in.
Hey, speaking of politics, you see that badass Trump shirt I had at the last submission
no,
hunter?
I did not see that. Which one was that?
He's got the jiu-jitsu gi on. It says "Make jiu-jitsu great again."
Okay, somebody was telling me about that. I didn't see
Oh,
it.
dude,
though.
it's awesome.
I didn't get a chance to make it over to the booth before they shut it down. Before you know.
I went to Mexico this past weekend for Mick's wife's 50th birthday.
50 or 60?
50.
Oh, 50. Okay.
And I thought for a second I told
Andrew, we love you.
yeah, for a second I thought about wearing the Trump shirt, and then I was like, "Fuck,
In
I might."
Mexico?
Yeah,
Man,
dude. I was like,
I
"Man."
don't know about that.
I was gonna roll through the airport with the Trump shirt, my Yeezy slides.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, I might never make it
Yeah,
back."
man, that might get you a visit from the cartel.
This is the build the wall
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Not a good look down south of the border.
You know, I bought it for a friend, right? He's pretty conservative.
The Trump
And-
shirt.
Yes, and he loved it. Loved it.
It's awesome shirt.
But his wife is very, very liberal.
Oh, man, I bet
So-
dinner conversations
so
around that
he-
house or something.
I'd
Sad.
wear that shit to dinner.
Yeah, I bet
He,
you
he
would.
put it.
I
He
know
put
you
it. He put it in the by the chair, and woo, she wasn't talking. She didn't talk to him for like 3 days.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's taking it too seriously. It's not
Yeah,
that
come on,
serious,
man. Y'all are
dude.
married. Y'all knew y'all's
Yeah,
differences when y'all got
exactly.
married.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, maybe they
hopefully.
didn't. Maybe not until they hit the
There's
voting
certain things that
polls.
you don't talk about, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
they just don't come up. Not because you don't want to talk about it, but they just don't come up. You're so blinded by love or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I'll say
Oh,
that.
You like Trump, and I'm married to you now. Imagine that.
Well, shit. I mean, when I met my wife in high school, I guess we're young. We don't care about politics at that
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah.
But even if I would, I'd be like, man, she's hot. I don't give a fuck who she votes for.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
That's what love does to us guys.
There you go. But to a woman, it's different,
Yeah,
right?
No, way different. Especially like you know Trump, man. He's so like he's like a polar
Yeah.
person. You're either
I wonder if
all in or all out.
if there's some people out there that would say, I'm gonna divorce my husband because he
I bet
likes.
there are. I bet that's
I
happened.
bet.
I bet
You
that's
think so?
happened.
It's
since
that
the
serious?
Previous election, I'll bet.
Holy
man.
shit, man!
There's some people that take that shit.
I don't
that
take
seriously.
politics that serious.
No.
You know, to where it's gonna ruin my friendships
No,
and
you can't.
relationships
It's good
and
for
stuff.
a healthy debate, a good conversation. But these guys that are running shit, they're not really running shit. We won't dive down that rabbit hole. But they're just the front men. They're middle management in what's really going on.
I guarantee there have been a couple of homicides. People have been
Oh,
murdered
yeah,
over
yeah.
this.
Over that
That's
shit.
probably been in the news.
That's insane. So I was in Mexico. What were you up to this weekend?
Defending my great city from the perils of evil.
He was
Wow, that
raiding
sounds serious.
massage parlors
Yeah.
and raided massage parlors.
Hey,
Yeah, Diego's ready to massage parlor. Hey, what's going on in here?
So when something like that
Hey,
happens,
what number are y'all at?
they put a
What does the number
disclosure
mean?
on the bottom that says we will
Yeah,
investigate.
well, I never seen that before, but I saw then it says we will determine who else also participated in the
Oh,
past.
man,
How does that work?
if ever you should have used a fake name, it was that day.
Yeah, because it's not like they use
no.
that.
Ron
Well, they
Mexico.
can't-
Who's Ron
Well,
Mexico?
they can't prove it though, right? How do you prove that?
Well,
Did they
might
take
have
your-
video?
They might have
video.
cameras in that place, you know, so that in case they get robbed or something, if there's camera footage,
they
they,
might-
can probably confiscate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
And
most
then
of these-
and look,
Listen, so they're
Yeah.
not. I'm assuming.
Fast forward to the good part, right, Diego?
I'm assuming that they're not supposed to have cameras in the actual rooms. I would think.
I would think.
Well, you know,
yeah.
I mean, that might be illegal, but so is the activity they're performing.
Right.
So they might not care much about the law.
Well, so most of the time, like I don't. Have you seen?
You would probably need like a judge to sign off on that.
Have you seen that movie Hall Pass with Owen Wilson?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, anyways, so him and his friends get a hall pass to hang out for the weekend or
Okay.
whatever, and one of the guys is not getting lucky, so he goes to the massage parlor. But when he goes to the massage parlor, like, he goes in there with shades, a hat.
So that's where Rich is today.
Yeah, so I would
Okay.
assume that the guys that go into these places are kind of disguised, so
Yeah.
they don't give a real name, no ID. It's gonna be really hard to.
All cash.
Yes.
All cash.
Okay, yeah,
business.
cash.
Don't use your debit card. At
Don't
the
even use
massage
your
parlor,
Cash
right?
App. You can't even use your Cash
Definitely
App.
not that.
What'd you have going on this weekend? Anything?
Man, dad duty or something. I don't even.
Dude, that's
what's
every
today?
day, right?
Today's Friday. Last weekend's a blur. I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember last weekend at this point. But yeah, busy week. It's good to be back in studio with you guys with the Howler flowing.
Yeah, no doubt,
we-
man.
we've
Always
had,
Howler is.
We've had a busy run since our last podcast, man. We've probably gotten a few events in Dallas, San Antonio.
The Fury Amateur
Yeah, a
at the
couple of
Bayou.
amateur cars. Yeah.
We actually made it back to the Bayou City Event Center.
Bayou City Event Center, man, that's a fun
9/11.
They run a lot of boxing shows out of there in the past, and we, had a good couple of year run down there, man. It's always good to see, Chris and the crew down there.
That was what, September 11th?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.
9/11. So since we've been in studio, we did 9/11. We did a Submission Hunter Pro event.
Yeah, that was
At Escapade. That was actually pretty good,
Yeah,
man.
the layout, man, looked
awesome.
incredible. The screen setup that we've had for a while has always, looked impressive. But like with the added screens,
it
and
looks
additional
good.
lights, and
Yeah, it looked really
the
good.
effects that you've added, man. That last Submission Hunter Pro.
And that was our first flow grappling event. So we're going to try and start picking these up and do like 6 a year. The next one's set for 11/11. So me and Rich are running out to Lake Charles this weekend to knock out that photo shoot.
Got the photo shoot on deck at Lake Charles.
And we had kind of
Sunday.
put those like in the back just because as busy as Fury
We've been
is,
so busy with Fury.
it's really hard to get these grappling events in. But honestly, doing that 9/18 one,
You have so many other grappling events going on
Yeah.
too. You don't want to schedule yours the same weekend.
Right.
Running theirs. You want to, at least give that courtesy.
but just doing this 9/18 one, it almost reignited my love
yeah,
for
it was
Submission
fun.
Hunter,
I know-
man. And I was
we
like,
did
damn,
so
I've
many of
missed
them
this
during
shit,
COVID.
man.
That was
Oh,
all
yeah.
we could do. We couldn't do the Fury shows or even
Right.
the amateur shows because they're sanctioned by the state.
Yes.
Whereas the jiu-jitsu shows, we
were just
could do
open.
because they're not regulated
Right.
the same way. So I mean, we kind of got, I guess, a little spoiled seeing all that jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
We took for
Right.
granted, how
Yeah,
much fun
man.
those events are.
Dude, it was
They
awesome.
can be long and all that, but I mean, they're so much fun to watch, man. Seeing all like the kids.
Yes.
The kids are so technical. Like you can tell the ones that listen
Yes.
so well.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the blue belts, like they really brought it. This
Yeah.
last event that we
Yeah.
did, I mean, lots of submissions out of the blue belts this time, which we don't usually see.
Right.
But yeah,
So
it was a good time.
I'm hoping that so we brought it back in May when we did the quad tournament.
Yeah.
That wasn't on Flow Grappling, but the quad tournament was so fun, man.
That was
that was awesome.
It's a shame that we weren't streaming that one because that one was a fun
I know.
event too.
That's the first one we were supposed to do, and they said they didn't have enough time to market it. So
Yeah, is what it is.
Yeah.
We're back on board with Flow now, and we got November coming up
Yeah.
for Submission Hunter.
2 in November, so we're back to back 11/11, and then Dallas 11/18, and then I think we're gonna do one more in Houston at the Escapade before the end of the year. I think December 11th,
Nice, we got a full schedule
something
going
like that.
to close the year out strong after a strong summer of Fury.
Looking at this, let's go to that Bayou City Event Center card. No refunds.
No refunds, Lee Charles. I was trying to find that here in my notes, but I'm striking out. Man, what a fight, man!
That was
Alvaro Hurtado,
he's a
man.
tough son of a
Damn,
bitch,
he
right?
is.
As tough as they come.
Jesus Christ,
and man,
man.
that first round, man. I thought it wasn't looking good for no refunds. Or
Right.
no refunds, but that was just a banger, man. They kept it on the feet for the most part. They went to the ground some. Both of them were tremendous on the ground, but they wanted to stand and bang, and that's what they did for the most part.
That's like exactly what you want as an amateur. Like
Yeah.
that's the type of fight that you want. Those are the type of fights that you want to be in. So like there's no point in padding your record as an amateur or picking and choosing or just say yes.
Just
It
say
doesn't
yes.
matter. If you train every day or you go through legit fight camps, you train with a legit team, say yes. There's no, that's not a good fight for in the amateur. And as a pro, I understand, but in the amateurs,
Yeah.
that fight for both of those guys is going to change them as fighters completely,
for
dude.
sure. for sure.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know
great.
what their plans on going pro, but I mean, the outlook is good for Fury.
Yeah.
Those prospects coming up through our amateur ranks. No refunds, picking up the middleweight championship.
Yeah, and then we had Lester Batrice Jr. He made quick
yeah.
work of Jonathan King, man. I
The
didn't think it was going to
unit.
be that easy.
Yeah, me neither, man.
And he went out
He's a
there
beast, though, man.
and he's evolving. Like at
And
first,
you can see
people,
it. I mean, from his last fight, which I think he lost by decision, if memory serves correct. I could be wrong on that.
he was with Audrey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he made necessary adjustments and made quick work. Like
Well,
you
people
said.
look at him like he's just a wrestler, and
Yeah, he's got some hands.
now he's starting to show his striking. I saw him. He took King down, took his back, trapped his arm, sunk the choke in. It's quick work, man. Another couple guys that stood out. James Ramon and Brandon Taylor. You know, I didn't expect that fight to go that way. James is so young. I think he just turned 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And Brandon Taylor is such an athlete. I think that fight could have went either way. I know Brandon had some questions about the judging afterwards. He even stuck around after the event and waited so he could talk to all three judges. And
You gotta respect that.
yeah, he asked them, like, why did y'all judge it the way y'all did? Just so I know for future reference.
Yeah.
And then he came back to me and he was like, man, they explained it. I guess I get it. But you'll see him come back as a better fighter. Byron Wells.
Byron Beanie Wells.
He
Wow.
Dude's
one hitter
beast,
quitter, man.
Yeah.
He put
lights out.
Sean Tillman away for his debut.
Calm, cool, collective too. Just
Yeah,
walked
man.
in there and just did his business and
Hit him with that one shot.
He's
Shout
out
out to
of
Galveston
American
County.
Combative Systems, right?
Yes.
Drew Ratajczak. He's a Drew Ratajczak
Yes,
guy.
sir.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I thought, yeah. All of his guys, man, they're so like well rounded. Like, none of them are like one trick ponies. They're not going to try to just stay on the feet or just go to the ground. Like
and I think he's new to the game, so
Byron is, you know, so it's funny
yeah,
because
he doesn't look it, man.
Sean Tillman lost his opponent like a week out. And I hit up Drew, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but I hit up Drew and asked him if he had anybody. And he's like, man, I really don't have nobody.
Yeah.
So then I hit up Byron.
wait, no,
And Byron's like, I'm in.
You pulled
Chain of
rank?
command.
Yeah, and then Drew comes back to me. He's like, man,
Why'd you do that?
I wish you wouldn't have done that, man. This kid ain't been training. He's been working a lot. I was like, Drew, at the end of the day, man, he's tough. He's athletic. He looks
it's
like he stays
amateur.
in shape. And it's amateur. I would never do that to a pro.
He's a fighter too.
Out of respect for Drew, though, we're really good friends, and
Yeah, I know.
he
You-
was.
you
I knew
would-
he
you
wasn't
would've
gonna
done
get.
that. Yeah, you would've
he
done that
would.
otherwise. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
he
that.
would. I knew he wouldn't get upset.
Yeah.
He would have left it up to Byron and what Byron.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Byron. So after the fight, it was funny. I told Drew, I said, "Aren't you glad Byron took that fight?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm glad he did.
Yeah,
It's
he
good
stays
experience."
ready.
Yeah, he does stay ready. I mean, he's coming off that loss in New Orleans. He got armbarred, but look, he comes back with a
shit
first round
happens
knockout.
and it's amateurs.
It's amateurs, man.
Diego's over here adjusting my microphone. Whenever I listen to the podcast back, I feel like I'm like too much into the microphone. Like you can hear Rich at a respectable level. Eric sometimes it's a little further away. So I'm trying to match levels. And now Diego's like getting after me because I guess he's not picking me up. Do I need to lean in more?
no, you're good.
Lean
You're good
into
now.
it? All right, good deal.
All in all, though, that 9/11 was a great card. It was good. Some guys that stand out.
Ali Man.
Josh Aliman with that flying knee. Yeah, for
Man.
sure, man. Dania Cruz earned her a title shot.
Yeah,
coming up.
and I'm looking forward to that
great
one,
scrap,
man.
man.
Amber Terrell, no secret, is one of my favorite amateur fighters.
She's been around with us so long, right?
I know, yeah, and man, I was expecting a strong performance in that title fight against Hope Holmes. I wasn't expecting her to just dominate
know.
Hope like she
I didn't
did.
either.
And I mean,
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said that. I was like, man, because Hope's tough.
Hope is as tough
Very
as they
tough.
come, which speaks volumes about Amber Terrell's level. She's ready for the pros as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if that's her aspirations or not, but
So Amber has all of her fights with us except she just took a short notice fight for Peak Fighting and went a weight class up and lost by armbar. But other than that, she made her debut with us in 2015.
yeah, she stays ready though.
Yeah,
That's the kind of fighter she is. I would expect her to, go fight a weight class up if somebody asked.
she fought at Cell.
Yeah.
Remember at Cell?
Oh yeah.
Time since Excel's been around. Yeah, she fought at
Yeah, Is she even still fighting itself?
No, I actually messaged her the other day because I'm looking for some strawweight pros.
Yeah.
And she said that she ain't been in the gym. She's not training.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
Okay.
Life happens.
Yeah.
You know, to all of us, life happens.
Sam's over here checking on us.
Shout out to DNA Studios.
DNA Studios, the
Major
best
props
place.
to DNA. Back at home base, back in the studio.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Great to hang out. Just missing our guy, Rich Burmaster.
Nah, I don't miss him.
Yeah.
No
no.
thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, Rich
Richard,
on
no
no
thanks.
thanks duty today.
Man, real quick, today's
Shout out,
my firstborn's 17th birthday.
Oh my God, I'm not
17, man.
I'm not ready for that. I know you're not ready for that.
Dude.
This happened way too
I mean,
quick.
that just means I'm getting older.
You know,
you're only as old as you feel, brother.
I did have anxiety for my oldest when he turned 18.
Yeah.
I did.
Which
I
is
did.
that's
It
Diego?
gets real.
That's
It's like
Diego,
now
yeah.
he can tell me to fuck
Yes.
off and there's nothing
Yes.
much I can
There we
do.
No.
Well,
Kick
she's
him out.
17. She's not 18 yet.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no, we're talking about
But,
him. No, no.
Oh, yeah.
Madison, we got another year.
Legally, she can go to jail.
Yeah,
But
there we go.
She's still under. At 17.
At
She can go to jail?
17, she can be tried
She
as an
can go to
adult.
adult
so let her
jail.
know that
Yeah.
before she goes.
I better
pulling,
call-
you
let me-
know,
let me text her real
armed
quick.
robberies or anything.
18,
Yeah.
18, anything civil belongs to you. But as far as 17 criminal, it's all on her. She
Yeah,
goes to
man,
county
so-
jail.
That's just
17 years
ridiculous,
old
man.
today, man.
Not fair at all. Not fair. Happy birthday, Madison.
You close your eyes and you wake up and they just grow up.
No kidding, man.
Like I got a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 11-year-old.
Yeah, man. Ashton's 14 now, and I can't believe that. You know, I
Yeah.
look back at pictures that seemed like a couple years
You
ago.
want any more?
He's like 5.
No more
man.
kids?
Man, you know, Ashton, and I got my bonus daughter, got a Vera.
Yeah.
Man, I'm good. I'm set. I'm not opposed to more, but you know, that's perfect setup. 2 is good. I was talking to a good friend of mine's wife, and she was like, 2 is manageable. Once you get to 3, that's when you're like, oh my God.
don't know.
The schedule
I
blows
would have
up.
had 5. Like honestly,
That was
4.
Tara, by the way.
yeah, 5 was the goal. Like for me,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted. But
Yeah.
I think that's LULAC requirement
Is
to
it?
be a, yeah.
See, man, that's where my mind was honestly when I was thinking about LULAC. But Tara's got a friend I think that's like 42, maybe 43. She just had twins.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Last week. She
Props.
just had twins.
Wow.
Oh, real quick, Raheel just had a little baby girl.
Oh,
He
congratulations.
did.
Congrats
Yeah,
to my
man.
man, Raheel.
Congratulations, Raheel.
Little
our
beautiful baby
play-by-play
little girl.
guy for our Fury broadcast.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Man, he's probably losing some sleep
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah,
He's
for
probably
sure.
sleeping as we
Oh.
record
And as long
this.
as he's preparing for his
Yeah, you know he'll be ready.
for his-
Raheel, he'll be
for
ready.
his next stuff, right? Let's look at Dallas. What you think?
Man,
Dallas
that
car that just passed. I love Gillies, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a great venue, great crowd, man. Also, Wadi, he always brings a
Oh,
crowd, and he
dude.
always puts on a show. It's
think
always
it was
fun to see that guy fight. But yeah, man, Dallas was a really good event, really strong event, and Dallas showed up. You know, the couple of times that we've been up there, it's been a few years. I don't even had we been to Dallas since the COVID shutdowns?
Yeah, we went to
Yes.
Dallas this year.
That's right, we did.
We were there
went
in
to early-
February.
Whenever I think of Dallas, I
You
think
think
of
of
those.
Sub Hunter too.
Well, I mean, Sub Hunter, yes, but no, we did a couple of Furies there. I mean,
This
that's
year.
probably 2018,
19.
2019, something like
19.
that. And the crowd, man, it's like we're in a dry county or something. There was dead for everything. So,
Yeah.
but no, that's not the case whenever we go downtown to Gillies. And yeah, man, it was a hot crowd, which always makes for a great show, better event.
Austin Jones and Evan Cutts.
Yeah, main
That
event.
win for Cutts earned him a title shot. So, me and Rich are looking.
Yeah, you're gonna
we're
find him
we're
an
gonna
opponent.
we're gonna find him a fight. He's 14-5 now.
Yeah, the welterweight title's vacant right now.
Yeah, Nikolai was our last guy. Went to Contender.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Man,
impressed
that-
with the Cuts as far as when he comes to weigh-ins, he's all dressed up in a
Yeah.
suit. You know, just
He treats it like a job, like a professional,
No
man.
doubt.
And that's the best. That's how
how he
they
does it.
that's how they roll, man.
It looked like he was in a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah,
Austin Jones came out throwing some
yes.
heaters,
oh
man.
yeah.
Yeah, Osmosis Jones looked strong coming out of the gate, and it didn't look good for Cutts in the first round. But man, Cutts is a pro. He makes those adjustments, man. And he's hard to beat, hard to finish. You know, has he been finished? Like I don't know, in his last 5 fights.
Not for us. He hasn't.
No,
I mean,
I
he hasn't
haven't
lost.
seen it.
He hasn't lost the fight under our banner yet.
Yeah.
And then we had Carlos Vera and Isaiah Gutierrez. Man, I didn't expect Vera to make it look that easy.
No,
I mean,
I don't think any of us did.
Isaiah shot quick and he got caught in the guillotine, but I thought it was going to be more of a fight. That earned Vera a title shot.
Yeah. How about our boy Kale Moniz?
Oh, dude.
Come on, lights out, knockout of the night.
I think he made it onto the UFC Fight Pass highlights, huh?
They shared that shit immediately.
Yeah, it was an incredible finish for Kale. One of Kendall Grove's guys out of Hawaii, man. So his training background, he's solid.
I actually hit Kendall up a few days ago, and I pitched a fight for them for December.
Yeah.
Pinned in the outcome of this fight in November.
You pitch one for Kendall?
No.
Talking about retirement?
I wish I could. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
huh?
that would be fun, man. One of the OGs.
What do you think about Kale and Cameron Smotherman?
Man, that would be a good one.
Holy shit, right?
Wow.
I hate watching like two guys that I
love them
know
both,
and
man.
love and respect
I
go
love
at it
both of
because
those
one of
dudes.
them's got to lose. I hate that, but God, that's such a good fight to see, man.
Yeah, for the
that'd be a good
fans,
one.
listen, this sport it's great for like the guys and their rankings, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment too.
Yes.
And the fans are
Entertainment business.
Yeah, they'll stay on their feet for that. So I pitched the fight.
They will.
Kendall came back. They didn't shut it down, but he did say they want somebody with a lot of experience that's ranked high.
Yeah.
Like he's like, man, we want the number one guy. Well, Josh Weems is our champ. Carlos Vera is going to fight Weems in December for that title, and Vera beat.
I think
Kale
Smotherman's
last.
a good opponent for him, and then he gets that fight that
Yeah.
they want.
But like what you're saying, like, man, I hate to see one of those guys take a L.
Yeah, Smotherman's got Casey Jones coming up.
That's
soon,
a tough
and
fight.
and that's another
That's
one.
tough.
I'm like, man,
and I did
love
say
both
that.
of those guys.
I said pending the outcome of that,
Yeah.
But what about Casey Jones and Kale?
Yeah, I was just about to say, if he wins that fight against Smotherman, he would be a good opponent for Kale
Win
as well.
or
That'd be a fun
lose,
fight
like
to watch.
if he doesn't take any damage and he's like, man, put me back in there. Say Smotherman and Casey go the distance, neither one of them gets hurt. Whoever wins could fight Kale. Whoever loses could fight Kale.
That bantamweight division is just stacked.
I know.
I think y'all shared a list the other day.
That was the featherweights.
I know the featherweights,
holy
but
shit.
I thought I saw another. Maybe y'all are teasing another list, but
Yeah.
like our bantamweight division, our featherweight division. Oh my God,
Dude, even our
They're
flyweights.
just stacked in the flyweight division as well. And 125, 135, 145. We've got a lot of
A lot of guys,
up
man.
and coming guys that are going to get that opportunity to get to the next level.
Yeah, I was. Me and Rich were talking the other day, and I think next year for Contender series, like we should have 10 plus. Just
Wow.
I think that's a
just
fair
thinking
estimate.
about it, we should have 10 plus.
I think that's a fair conservative estimate.
If I had to in my mind, like just off the top of my head, start naming off guys, I think Isaac Moreno could be there.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
I
yeah.
think Josh Van could be there.
Yes.
I think Paris Moran could be there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Kale could be there.
Kale could be.
Carlos Vera could
Yeah.
probably be there. I think Evan Cutts deserves a short call.
I
Like
think
he's
so,
Yes.
14-5.
I think so. Yeah.
I think maybe Santiago Guzman if he comes back off a win. Darren
Yeah.
Whitney could be there.
Yes.
Tedrick Macklin could be there. If we could get Eddie Torres back in the saddle and get him working, he could go. I think
How
Peter.
about Joel Bauman.
Man, you know what? We haven't talked to Joel much.
Yeah, we've got to get him on a
I,
podcast.
yeah, I'd like to get him on a podcast or get him
We're
back
gonna
on
need
a
a lot of
card.
Howler for that one, man.
Dude,
But that,
yeah,
how
man.
much fun would
Hey,
that be?
we
He's
could
fun.
we could do that online. We can bring him in online.
Yeah.
You know who I tried to get into the
we
studio?
could, but I want to drink with that guy.
I tried to
wanna
get
drink
I don't think he drinks.
Yeah, I don't know if he does. He might not drink on camera.
Oh.
I'm sure he drinks behind the scenes.
Because he's fighting for.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, he's fighting for a cause, but I mean that doesn't mean
That doesn't mean you can't have
You can't have an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, man.
never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Pause for a Howler head shout out as
know, I
Eric
just-
Garcia refills his
Just
drink.
refilled it. We're already half the
Get
bottle
that
in.
monkey spirit in us.
I love
This,
Howler.
this early afternoon.
Was that a monkey?
I think
I
that's
have
what that
no
was supposed
idea.
to
What
be.
the hell was that?
Either a monkey or
Give
a
me that
toucan.
drink. You've had too much.
Yeah.
He drank it too fast.
Yeah, see what happens when Rich isn't here, man? Diego.
That
goes
sounded
off,
like
on us.
you used to watch Martin. You used to watch
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. Oh,
Sound
yeah,
like
yeah,
Cole
yeah,
Brown when
yeah.
he makes
Yep,
those.
yep.
What was that?
Cole.
Diego, that was a Cole Brown.
That's what it sounded
That was
like.
a Cole Brown chime.
Diego wasn't about Martin. He don't remember Martin.
You don't
I
remember
do.
Martin?
I do. Yeah.
Oh man, if you didn't grow up watching Martin in Living Color,
Whenever he fought Tommy Hitman Hearns.
yeah, remember his head?
In Living Color, man. That was such a great show.
We're yet to see a swollen head like the Hitman Hearns, Martin, Lawrence.
I don't know. We've been close, man. I know we've made that joke. I can't remember who it was about, but somebody.
Oh, it was about somebody.
Yeah, and I don't want to say the name on here whenever I do remember.
Oh, I want to.
We've
Who
seen
was it? Whose head got swelled up like that?
Man,
Do you remember?
there have been a couple
In our cage?
I'm gonna make you remember.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna say it for you.
Whose
You
head
remember
got
the one.
swelled up like fucking? Or did their head get swelled up, or did they just look like that walking
They
around
just kinda-
normally?
No. They're not swollen up. They don't look like the normally.
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you once we're done recording because Diego doesn't censor shit.
Nope.
Jacob Silva and Alberto Trujillo.
Oh man, what a great fight!
Wow.
I had that one tagged on here. I was gonna segue to that one after you were done talking about the previous fight. But man, Jacob Silva, man, he's kind of the gatekeeper for the flyweight division, man. And dude, Trujillo, I mean,
Trujillo's a badass.
yeah,
He is a badass.
to finish that fight, to finish Jacob Silva, that is no easy feat, man.
There's a flyweight that my good friend Jason House manages. His name is Edgar Chairez. He was a Combate Global flyweight champ. He's
Okay.
super exciting.
Yeah.
He just fought on Contenders, and he came out with like a nasty flying knee. His hands are good. He lost because he got wrestle fucked.
Your favorite?
Yeah,
and mine.
I fucking hate that.
And
But
Rich.
I hit up Rich yesterday, and I didn't even do I should have did my own research, but I hit up Rich yesterday, and I said, let's see if we can get Chairez to come in and fight Alberto Trujillo. Well, Rich hit me back, and he's like, Trujillo beat him in 2019.
Oh wow. Well, see,
like-
that is doing your research though, because Rich knows that stuff. So
That just confirmed how much of a badass
Yeah.
Trujillo is.
so hey, run it back. It's a rematch.
Yeah, so I like that, but I actually like Chairez and Jacob Silva.
That would be a good one too.
And then I actually said, well, shit, if Van wins his next fight against Bielecki, he'll be 7-1, and Trujillo is 7-2. Why not let those two guys fight for the flyweight belt? Makes sense in December,
no
right?
argument against that. Yeah.
It makes
great.
sense in December.
Yeah.
The problem is we got guys like Carlos Lazoya.
Yeah.
That's got a really solid record. We've got Cleveland McLean that beat Jacob.
You got
know,
stacked.
I got
stacked
Anthony
flyweight
Gonzalo.
division, yeah.
Like our flyweights are, and then Paris is still in the mix.
Paris
I
is still
mean,
right up there.
Paris is gonna bounce back probably in December,
Yeah.
and you know,
Looking forward to that too.
He's
Watching the
right
adjustments that he's going to make. I mean, he's already so technically sound and
he messaged
damn near
me.
unbeatable.
I gave him a few days, and then I checked in on him after his last fight.
Yeah.
And when I talked to him, he called me and he's like, "Dude, I'm so refocused." He's like, "I'm quitting my job. I'm gonna train 100% now. That's gonna be full time. I'm not taking no time to go to work and do this. This is gonna be my job. Like I can't wait to get back in there. I got to get a win. I got to get this out of my
That doesn't
mind."
surprise me at all. And he didn't say this. I'll say it for him. And no controversy in the stoppage against Josh
Right.
Van. Josh Van put on a hell of a display. But it looked like whenever the fight got stopped, it looked like Paris was actually starting to recover.
Yeah.
As opposed to, just prior to that, whenever,
Well, sometimes you get hit and it's lights out, and you get hit again, it's lights back on.
Right.
So it just really depends on what ref's in there and who's watching.
Yes, and no disrespect to
Right.
any officials or anything like that,
Right.
but I mean, as I was watching, I was like, well, he's like back on his feet. He's about to rebound. He's about to come out of this. Let's see where it goes. But the fight got stopped.
Yeah.
And no controversy at all. But I'm just saying, like from my perspective, it's like, man, I would have loved to have seen that one make it to the second round after that. But shout out to Josh Van for speaking that fight into existence and then winning the thing, man. Because Paris.
I think that it really depends on the ref that's in there and what he sees, because they can argue that, man, you let my guy take too much damage.
Yeah.
And then they can argue, the coaches, I'm saying, are the
And the referees can also see things that we can't see
Exactly.
from cage side as well. Like, hey, man, his eyes are rolling in the back of his head.
Right.
You couldn't see that.
right,
So,
because
exactly,
Paris was facing the cage when.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I think he's gonna bounce back. He's gonna be tougher. I can't wait to see what he brings. He's focused. I've noticed he's been training with the guys over at Heritage too. He's popping in
Okay,
there
nice.
training with Eve Edwards, Matt Schnell's in there.
Nice.
So he's getting some
Yeah.
looks now. Like it's gonna be something good for him.
He
No
was
doubt.
already a badass before, man. He's just,
Speaking of flyweights, Devin Jackson,
yeah, man.
the
Devin
guy
Jackson's
who
badass.
gave Josh Van his only loss.
Yeah.
He's 3-0 with us now. He just knocked out George Martinez in Dallas. I almost brought him back. for the Challenger Series
So I was
card.
trying to find who he fought. Was it Buzzsaw? He fought Buzzsaw in Dallas.
Buzzsaw, George Martinez.
Yeah, man. Devin Jackson, man. He's one of those dudes that, man, I don't want to say you don't expect him to do that.
Well, because everybody looks at him like he was just a wrestler. You see what he
Yeah.
did. If you see what he did to Josh Van, he wrestle fucked him, and then he subbed him.
Right.
And Josh tapped, I think, with like 2 seconds left. You know, as a rear naked choke, which is a learning experience for Josh because Josh has looked better every fight past that.
Right.
But Devin Jackson's more than a wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
Dude, I mean, he's got knockout power, obviously.
I was trying to look up his record, but this was the event where Sierra, I guess she couldn't collect the information, so she delegated. And
He's 3-0 now.
The delegators didn't get the records. But yeah, I knew, I don't think he had been beat yet.
Yeah,
so
he's
he's
3-0.
3-0. And, you know, another one of those flyweight prospects, man, that we've got on the roster.
Oscar Herrera bounced back with a win. Isaiah Torres got his first win from us.
How about El Vaquero, Peter Caballero?
Yeah, I was
You
about
know
to
what?
mention
I was
Peter.
about
Do
to
you
say
know
it. I
who
was
that
about-
is?
Peter's something else, man. Like, I'll
Man.
tell you what.
Shout out.
He's got Roger Narvaez dealing with his fights and stuff now. And it seems like it's kept him a lot more active than he was.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, nothing against what he was doing
Yeah,
before,
of
but
course not. No.
but I mean, this will be, I think, his
Roger's
fifth
a
fight.
UFC vet. He's been to the big dance. He knows what it takes to get
And
there, and he knows what it takes to stay there. You know, I mean, a lot of guys that don't stay there, they know why or they know
Right.
what happened, so they're able to pass that advice on. Man, Roger Narvaez, man, the silverback.
So Peter lost to Carlos Vera at the Houston Arena Theater when he fought for us. I don't remember what Fury that was. And then he ran off, and we brought him into Edinburgh, and he got him the win. And then we took him. He beat Eric Shelton.
Yeah,
That's 2.
that was a fun one.
Yeah,
Afterwards.
and then we just brought him to Dallas on a week's notice.
Yeah,
And he got the win.
That's right. He did take that fight on short
And
notice.
I just called him last week because I lost somebody for Edinburgh, and he's in.
And he's in, isn't he? Yeah.
So-
I'm not surprised, man. To borrow a line from Nate Diaz, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That dude will fight whenever, wherever.
And I'm noticing that now. I'm like, man, this dude. You call him, he says, yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually, and the guys like that are doing that and that keep on winning and they're so active, and like I think if Sean and Mick can need a bantamweight or even a featherweight, and they go back and they look at that and they're like, man, this dude's fighting every other month.
Yeah.
That means he stays ready and he's winning.
Stays ready.
This is the guy we need.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's gonna do him some justice, man. It's gonna pay off.
It's just a matter of time until that call comes.
Yeah. Speaking of, I got Roger calling me right
Yo,
now.
we're not broadcasting live, so he
Yeah.
doesn't know we were just talking about him. You should take it and ask him if he's okay with being on the air.
I'm gonna have to. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to
do
call
it.
him back. I'm gonna have to call him back.
I know Diego's in. Yeah.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Adam Martinez, though. That dude is tough because
Yeah?
he took a, I mean, that was a tough fight. And he just kept on going and kept on going.
Which card was that on? Adam
Well,
Martinez.
that was with
yeah, that's
Peter.
where he fought Peter.
Caballero.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that was a good fight. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who he fought prior to that.
And he
Peter
did the same
Caballero
thing.
fight. Yeah. He's a tough dude. He's another guy that I don't think says no to a lot of fights.
Martinez.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
got that. He's got that chip on his shoulder. He's ready to fight whenever.
Shout out to Howler
Are
Head.
you picking up the pour, Diego?
Oh, come on, Diego.
That'd be a great sound effect. As we shout out Howler
What's that
Head
called?
whiskey.
ASMR.
Yeah, there you go.
And
See,
then,
Diego's all about the sound effects. He's like the
know,
Police
you did
Academy
the-
dude. He's like that guy from Police Academy that does all the sound effects. He's got like monkeys and pouring noises. And
the only thing is like the noises he makes they don't really.
you gotta
They don't
figure
go
out
with
what
it.
they are. You're like,
Yeah, like
what
I
was
heard
that?
the monkey sounded like a. I don't know what that was.
Like some kind of toucan or something.
And his pour it just sounded like typing on a keyboard.
Yeah, okay. All right. I was going to go somewhere else. We'll go with typing on a keyboard.
Yeah. Wayne was gonna go with the dry jerking
Yeah, it
effect.
sounded like Diego was mimicking that
The
noise
puffin'.
of that bus the other night. Hey, what are y'all doing in there?
And you must have walked in the room and you heard something that's not left your ear when y'all busted that.
So, hey,
massage
whenever you
parlor.
busted that, did you like bust in on anybody that was, in the middle of
You know what? I did.
anything?
Really?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
dude, did you have like a go-to line? You're like Dirty Harry, like, no happy endings today, motherfucker.
Is that how it went down?
No.
Did it go down like the
No,
80s
no.
movies or anything? Okay, damn.
Listen, a lot of
All
people
right,
don't know what we're
that's
talking
my
about.
request. That's fine. It's okay that they don't. They'll figure it out. We've got a really smart audience. They're really, really smart to figure it out. We don't need to explain it.
Yeah, Diego is law enforcement.
Hey,
He
I
handles
bet we
business.
can get Diego to edit if we start.
Yeah, we start talking about Diego. Yeah.
No,
Did you go in there and
uncut.
cock that pistol? No happy endings
No
today.
happy endings today,
If I ain't getting none, nobody's getting none. Is that how it went down, Diego?
Pretty much.
That's it, man.
Crockett and Tubbs, man. Houston Vice.
Darren Whitney.
Oh,
Markel
big
Medeiros.
fan, big
What
fan.
a fight, man.
Dude, Darren is a fucking savage, man.
Yeah,
And I
big
love
fan.
him. Like, I love that kid. He's,
Big fan.
handed D-Day his
I'll fight
first
whoever.
loss, man.
yeah, I know.
Like that was, I don't want to say, unexpected, but I mean, it's a little surprising. D-Day was on a run there.
And Markel's a monster, too.
He is,
man. He
dude.
looked really good. Like, he came out with some nasty leg kicks. So, going into this fight, I already had Darren Whitney set to fight Tedrick Macklin in Edinburgh. Yeah, and right after the fight, he's like, dude, I'm still in.
Yeah.
I'm not going off of a loss.
So that's what I was going to ask. Are you gonna give Markel that fight now in Edinburgh
Okay, so
against Tedrick?
I tried.
Yeah.
So what happened was Whitney got his leg kicked, obviously,
Yeah.
by Markel over and over and over again. I think he's got a fractured leg. He sent me a picture, and it's like whelped up bad, really swollen. So then I called Markel. Well, the weapon he used is fractured.
Oh,
So
yeah.
fractured
wow.
foot, fractured leg.
It's like the
Both of them are out. So
Rocky Apollo. Like,
Raymond
down.
Cardenas jumped up and
Okay.
coming off that win versus Thiago Macedo. Ray Cardenas ain't no slouch,
no,
man.
that'll be a good fight.
He's gonna go out there and give
So he's
Tedrick
gonna show
Macklin
up
some
in
business.
Edinburgh?
Yeah, he's coming down.
Nice.
We
Looking
s-
forward to that one.
We signed the deal yesterday, and he's ready to go.
That's
And he's
nice.
another one, man. Like, I love these guys that I can just call. I have an opportunity for you. It's on the main card. It's on UFC Fight Pass. I'm in.
They stay ready.
You know what's great? When they say I'm in and then they ask who's the opponent.
Yeah, they're in first. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
that shows me who really wants it and who don't want
exactly. Well, who is it first? And it's
Right.
like, okay, you kind of roll your eyes. Like,
it. When they ask who it is first,
you kind of know.
yeah.
You kind of know. It might be a
It's 50
negotiation.
It's
It's
50-50.
a chess match.
It's
yeah.
50-50. But when they say I'm in, who is it? That's a different story. That's how you know a guy's just looking for opportunity. Man, I just want to fight. I'm trying to get to the UFC the fastest I can.
Yeah. How about our guy Sam Kilmer? You have anything on deck for him coming
Yeah.
up?
What's up with that?
He's fighting Derek Adjade.
Oh,
November 6th.
nice, man. Talk about a guy
He's a badass too,
that's
man.
a lot tougher than his record would indicate. I mean,
Well, he's 4-1. His only loss is to Moreno.
I'm talking about Adjade.
Oh, Adjade.
Adjade.
Oh yeah, but
Big
look at the
fan.
guys he's
Big
fought.
fan.
Exactly.
Yes.
He's
You look at the
taking
guys
on
he's
who's
fought,
who.
man.
Charlie Ontiveros, man. I mean, God, I remember that fight. Like that one stands out, clear in my mind.
Yeah.
That flying knee that he took. But
He
man,
fought Charlie. He fought Chris Lopez.
yeah,
Nico.
Lopez back in the day. Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yes, I mean he hasn't had easy fights.
No,
easy
not
fights.
at all. And this one's not going to be easy either, man. He's another one of those guys that I look at as kind of a gatekeeper. It's like if you can hang with this guy, then you can hang in Fury FC with some of these top flight guys that we've got.
Speaking of Sam Kilmer, though, he's another guy that I think we'll see on Contenders next year.
Yeah,
You know,
I can
he's
see
got
that.
good. He's with Sucker Punch. Brian Hamper. I talked to Brian on the regular, and Brian's guiding him the right way. He'll be in. I think if we get him a couple more wins, he'll be on Contender next year
Yeah,
for sure.
I know he's got a strong wrestling game. He's good on his feet too, but
His grappling game is legit, man.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. I know that's where in his last fight with Isaac Moreno, that's where he was trying to take it.
Yeah.
And Isaac, man, he's just a beast.
Well, Isaac's so strong
you
and
can't
athletic.
control him. Yeah.
You look at his trunk.
Yeah.
He's got enormous legs,
Dude,
man.
his quads, man. It's no secret. I've got I've got quad envy.
I made a-
Isaac Moreno. I'm not mad at my quads, but Isaac Moreno's like next level, man. He's got a base on him that's like you're not going to control him and keep him on the ground.
And speaking of Isaac, man, he's supposed to be on this Edinburgh card, and he's popped some ribs, and I don't know.
We still got some time, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
send him to
he's
one
not-
of those Thai massage parlors or something.
He's not 100% out yet, but we're preparing just in case.
I really hope that's not the case, man. That'd be a damn shame to be down in the valley and to not have Isaac Moreno on the card.
ribs don't heal real quick.
No, they don't.
They don't.
That's like
Yeah, they don't.
4, 5, 6 months sometimes.
Yeah,
You know, so
unfortunately.
if he ends up off this Edinburgh card, I'm hoping that we bring him back in December.
Hey, tell them to do like remember the old school 80s wrestling? They just wrap the tape around there and they go out to the ring. Tell them to get some of that tape that they used to use back in the day. Talk to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Talk to
Oh,
have somebody
Get
do
some,
the
that
Mr.
was a good
Miyagi.
tape.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi.
Man, I had a list earlier that I was thinking about in my head. When I hear these names, what do you think? These are pros. Michael Murphy, Isaac Moreno, Josh Van, Kale Moniz, John Yanez, Cameron Smotherman, Jacob Silva, Cody Steele, Carlos Jimenez, Eddie Frere, Shaquem Richardson.
Yeah, man. That's a solid lineup, dude.
Those are
Like-
when I hear that, in my mind I immediately think no wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, these dudes are not gonna try and wrestle you.
I'm thinking like a TMF tournament or something.
Dude,
All those
can you
names, I
imagine?
mean-
Can you imagine if we had like a UFC rule set when they did UFC 1 and it
Yeah.
was no weight class, no
Yeah,
nothing,
no weight class.
and you
just
throw these
everybody
fuckers in there?
Yeah, what
Oh, dude.
one night only.
I could give.
You got to win 5 times to get 'em-
These
get
guys
them
are headhunters, man.
Yeah.
And they're exciting. They're looking to go out there. They're gonna try and take your head off. And if you get the wrestling matchup, you know that wrestler's just gonna try and take you down.
Yeah.
And that's where it's coming in now to up to me and Rich really that we got to really make these fights right if we want them to be entertaining.
You guys do a really great job of matchmaking in general, anyways.
I agree.
There typically aren't many like quote unquote boring fights.
Right.
The wrestle fuck fights that we joke about or whatever.
Right.
There aren't very many of those that are happy. It speaks volumes to the matchmaking that you guys do. Styles make matches in before Rich came on board, you were a great matchmaker. Bringing Rich on board.
Well, I do all the work right now anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Rick, you
Shout out
Rich
to
make
my
it-
guy Rich.
You,
Yes,
you ask
sir.
Rich
Yes,
to make
sir.
a fight,
Yes,
he
you
probably
do.
tells you no thanks, and then you gotta
Yeah.
do it anyway. But no, man, the two of you guys together, man, it's just like the mega powers.
With
man.
no, don't take anything away from Shane Torres. He's tough. He had a great record going into that fight with Kale,
Yeah.
but he was trying to wrestle fuck him at some point. And it was up to Kale to say, I ain't having
Not
it.
today. Not today,
And he
MF.
fucking did it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I could see that shit from a lot of other guys that get matched up with these wrestlers, that's what we need.
Instead of defending the takedown, stuff it with an uppercut.
That's what he did.
I know.
Because you look at Shane and Kale, and then Cameron Smotherman fought Shane.
Yeah.
And Cameron got, and granted, if that would have been a 5-round fight with Smotherman and Shane, I think Cameron would have found his way in round 4 and 5.
Yeah, another couple of rounds, and he may have.
But for 3 rounds, he got wrestle fucked and laid on and kept pushing the head, get up,
Yeah.
taken down, pushing the head, get up, taken down. That at times makes
Cam
for a
likes to
boring.
stay on the feet.
It makes for a boring ass
Yeah,
fight.
yeah. Smotherman likes to stay
That's
on
when
the
my mind
feet.
went to Cameron and Kale.
Yeah,
Dude.
there's not going to be any wrestling in that one. I
at all.
don't expect either one of them to shoot for a takedown.
No.
Like, not even once.
And Michael Murphy's the first guy I mentioned here a second ago. Dude, I fucking love that guy. Like,
Yeah, the hero.
we brought him in this
He's one
year.
of Jeremy Mahone's guys, right? War
Most
Training
of these
Center?
guys I mentioned are a lot of war guys. They have that mentality, stuff to take down, beat your ass.
Right, yeah.
Where I'm not wrestling. Like, I want to make it exciting.
But they can.
They can.
Like,
They
no
can
refunds,
wrestle, too.
man. No refunds. Wrestling game is stellar. That's what helped them survive that
Shaq-
fight with Alvaro.
If you look at Shaquem, he's like a featherweight Michael Murphy. Like, they have very similar styles. They throw
Yeah.
their hands, they come
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But what I like about Murphy is he's like a bad boy. Like, he talks shit. Like, he talks
That
shit
helps
before
sell-
and
that helps
after the
sell
fight.
tickets. Yeah, that helps
And
sell tickets. And
He gets in your face at
gets
weigh-ins.
looks.
He's like, "We'll
Yeah.
see, motherfucker, tomorrow."
Yeah.
Like, but he don't just play the bad boy role. He actually, in his mind, he goes out there and he's looking to take your head off. Like,
Was there any MMA fighters in Fury that would talk in the cage?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, you see that from time to time.
that amateur event that we just did,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Garcia,
Yeah. I'm
Hippo.
trying to remember. Yeah. Who was he fighting?
Kyle Todd Rank.
Yeah, and
He was fighting
I think-
Todd Rank.
Yeah, and
He's like,
Todd
"You
Rank made weight, and
Hippo didn't.
Hippo didn't.
Hippo didn't.
And Hippo kept, take down, going to the ground,
Yeah.
holding him down, everything.
Yeah.
And Toe Drank was in there or maybe Toe Drank was holding him down. That's what it was.
Toad Rank was holding him down, and Hippo was like, "You just gonna lay on me,
Yeah,
bitch? You're gonna
yeah.
lay on me the whole time. Stand up, bitch."
Stand up, and he's like, and as the fight was closing down, Hippo's like, slapping Toe Drank in the face, like, "Stand up, let's stand up and go. Come on, let's see what you got,
Yeah.
motherfucker."
Yeah.
And just like let him, and then whenever it's over, Toe Drank gets up like, "You couldn't make weight, bitch.
You don't
So-
deserve to stand up with me. Is
like
what
you
he
don't
said.
deserve to
Yeah.
stand up. Exactly. You couldn't even make weight. So yeah, you do see that from time to time where they're in there talking shit. And I don't know. The cameras don't generally pick that up a lot, but it happens. It happens from
Now,
time to time.
this is me, and this is what I wanted to see. I would have loved to see Todd Rank say, "All right, motherfucker, get up,"
Yeah, that would have been
and
awesome.
then knock his ass out.
That would have been awesome.
But I mean, Kyle did his thing. He won
Yeah.
the fight. I would have loved to see them stand up and throw.
That would have been fun.
I tell Roger all the time, I love this Hippo kid because he brings that energy, and he's got that Mexican warrior fight,
Yeah.
and he's gonna come forward, punch his fist, beat his chest, and try and take your head off. And that's the fight that he thought he was gonna have with Kyle. Kyle's a great fucking wrestler. Use your wrestling.
Yeah.
And it might be boring at times to the fans, but if you want to stand up, get the fuck up. If you can't get up,
Exactly. You want me to let you up?
Yeah, if you
we're
can't
in a
get up,
fight, exactly.
that's
yeah.
your fault, man. Like, so shout out to Kyle and any other wrestler
For
that
getting
I
it done.
might talk shit about.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got
Yeah,
the
nothing
ability
but
to hold a
respect.
grown man down,
Yeah, exactly. We might talk shit from the sidelines, or
Right.
nothing but respect for holding your own and
Right.
keeping your
No
opponent,
doubt.
where they're
you're
immobilized.
you're basically
neutralize your
making
opponent.
somebody your bitch.
Exactly, you are. Like
So-
you want to stand up, work your way up, bitch.
Yeah.
There's your feet.
Yeah. If not, I'm gonna hold you here
exactly.
and spank your ass until you fucking get up.
Yeah, Toe Drink, man. I look for big things coming out of him in the future as well.
I was thinking about that. I was like, man, can you imagine what amateurs are gonna go pro next year?
Yeah, I could see Cutthroat doing that.
Yeah. So Todd Rank, you think Lee Charles?
I would like to see that. I don't know what his
I would
aspirations
like to
are, but
see
I'd
that.
like to see that.
I'd love to see Miles Banks go pro.
Oh yeah, man. I would like to see it too, but I don't want to see a situation where we talked before about how personally I felt like Juan Adams was kind of rushed into the pro
Right.
ranks.
Yes.
I don't want to see that with Miles. So, but totally, I would love to see him go pro. I think it's a matter of time, and I think it's a matter of time before he gets that call up to Contender Series.
The thing with heavyweights though, man, they're very slim. So especially in the
Right.
amateurs,
So it happens with the opportunities happen quicker for
right.
sure. Yeah.
So you could see a 4-0, 4-1, a 5-fight pro going
Yeah.
into the UFC already.
Right.
I mean, look at Bo Nickel. I mean, he's not a heavyweight, but
Yeah.
you got guys like that are champion wrestlers.
Already
you know?
calling for
Oh, dude, big names.
Yeah,
You know, that
it's like, man, there's levels to this, and I know he's elite, next level athlete. But
what I don't like
be
is
be patient, man.
I saw something of him saying, if they put me on the prelims, I'm not
I
fine.
saw
I'll retire.
that he's gonna
already.
retire. It's like, okay, that's your ego talking, bro.
Yeah.
Well, let's check the ego at
I
the
mean-
door, man. If you're not gonna listen to a promoter like Dana White,
Dude.
or a matchmaker like Sean Shelby, or Mick
I mean,
Maynard,
Mick, that's
if you're not
Mick's
gonna,
guy.
yeah, if you're not gonna listen to these guys, I mean, why are
So
you even
Mick's
here?
over his division. I mean, it's not me, but I'd be like, you know what, man? If you can't fight on the prelims, then we don't
Yeah,
need you.
yeah.
You're gonna fight where we say
Ultimatums.
we're signing your check. You're not.
I can respect him trying to dictate his direction, but at the same
Right.
time, there's a time where you have to kind of acquiesce,
Yeah.
check your ego at the door, and okay, hey, I'll fight whoever you put
whoever
in front
you
of me.
got, man,
If you
I'm
want me
ready.
on the prelims, okay, I'll slaughter them too.
Right.
And then
I'll earn my way.
You'll be on the card, yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
he's-
can't
he's
make
got,
demands.
What, 3 fights? He's
Yeah.
3-0, and he's like, I'll
Kind of
put
remind
me on
me
the main
of
card.
Henry Cejudo. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, and Henry's not in the UFC no more.
Yeah,
He,
he'll be back, I think.
I think. I mean, he
He's
could, he
trying.
could, but at the same time, man, like these guys that are giving you opportunity and making a way for you and saying, hey, we're gonna sign
Yeah.
you. You can't start your shit and be like,
So,
well,
okay,
I'm only
if-
gonna fight him. I'm only gonna fight on the main card.
I'll only fight on the main card, or else I'll retire. Okay, so we're gonna put you in prelims. So you're gonna retire? Okay, where are you going from here? What are you gonna do from here? I mean,
You gonna go to Bellator?
Yeah, you're
You
gonna
wanna go to Combate?
You know what I mean? And no insult to either one of those
No,
promotions, but you're
no.
at the premier
Yes.
level.
Yeah.
Just fight where they want you to fight and earn your way there. And I don't think if he keeps putting on performances, the dominant performances like he has, they're not going to keep him on the prelims for long. They're going to get him a main card slot. You know, probably a couple of fights down the road.
They might give him a main card slot anyway.
Last minute or something. I mean, there's all kinds
of. I would have waited to see where they put me before I start
running
shit.
your mouth.
Yeah, because if they were going to give him a main card spot, they might be like, you know what, now we're not.
Yeah, that's another thing that they don't take into consideration.
Yeah,
just like, oh, you're going to challenge me? Dude, I'm like, billionaire of this, biggest organization in the world, and you're going to call the shots? No, fuck you.
Listen, you're not Conor McGregor yet.
Yeah.
And even at that, like, Dana, I don't think is going to let Conor do whatever the fuck he wants. The UFC's doing fine without Conor fighting.
Yep,
they're doing fine without John Jones fighting.
But you know how they are, though, man.
They're still selling out arenas.
Oh, of course, but they love them some
every night.
Sold out. That's a huge boost in revenue whenever Conor shows up. So maybe they'll let him do what he wants, but he gets a heavy say in what he does. I'll put it like that.
Howler Whiskey.
Shout out. I need
Space City Collective.
I need a refill.
Boom.
Hey, when
Space City are my guys, man.
Me and Wayne gonna get a little hookup.
No, we don't get that.
Hey, what if we go do the podcast at Space City?
I would love that.
That would be fun.
I want that.
I think
yes.
I think Christian would be on board with that.
We do that this Sunday.
Let's do it.
How far are you from there? It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Well, I'll be coming back from Lake Charles. What do you think?
I'm that guy.
Where are they? They've got 2 locations now, right?
Yeah, but I think his main location is 45 in Fuquay.
Is it like Texas City or something?
No.
That's my
45 in Fuquay.
Okay.
It's
Pasadena area?
No, it's straight 45 south.
45 south. That's not that far from
Exit Fuquay.
Yeah. We could do that. I'm down with that.
I'm down with that.
I don't think we should do that.
Where's the other location? Do we know?
Yeah, I've been to the other one.
They opened a second location closer to town, I thought.
They do. No, it's not that.
I'm just trying to get them a shout out. Y'all can't help me out. I don't know where it is, but I know there is one.
Well, I know Space City Collective, the main location.
Yeah,
it's 45 in Fuquay.
I'm down with that, man.
And I saw Mick was in there yesterday with his son.
Yeah,
picked up a couple pairs of shoes and
dude, everybody goes in there and like empties their wallet for those guys, man.
Man, Christian and them have done great with that.
Yeah, they have. I remember whenever they opened it a couple of years ago. It may have been just after COVID.
And the partnership that we have with them is amazing. Like,
I'll bet, man. I bet your closet. I bet your closet. Yours and Rich's closet looks amazing. I'll bet.
Amazing.
No, but
Eric had to buy like a new shelf for all his Jordans, man. The partnership is beautiful.
I bought those clear cases to stuff the Jordans in. I've got like.
They made you buy those? Wow. What are those? Probably like $20 a pop.
No,
man.
But I mean, if you look at the guys that deal with them now, they've had Brandon Moreno, Kevin Holland, Cheeto Vera.
Dennis Rodman was in there not too long ago.
Dennis Rodman was in there. The UFC matchmaker Mick went yesterday. Dana shouted him out for the pair of shoes, the Howlerhead Jordans that they did for them.
Props to Rodman, man. He took a picture with them down there and everything. He big leagued my boy Nick Russo on 100.3 The Bull. They did something a couple of days ago, and he shut down the photo. I was like, nah, no pictures, no thanks.
No, Rodman, he pulled a Rich.
Yeah. Rodman pulled a Rich Burmaster. He no thanks to him on the photo op.
No thanks.
But yeah, dude, Space City Collective, man, they've done very well for themselves in a short amount of time, and for what their product line is and who their target market is, dude. Is there anybody better?
No.
I mean, where are you going to go? eBay and get like robbed on
you,
fees and stuff?
And if you go to like StockX, eBay, whatever, and you look at the pricing, and then you go to them, you're going to get it for a few $100 probably cheaper than what they're selling them for. So it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's really worth it.
I agree.
And me and Rich, we made it really clear that, the partnership has to work for both. Like, we don't want to do something that we're just receiving and y'all aren't getting nothing out of the deal. I want to make sure that his brand is growing, and he seems to be doing very well, man. And I'm happy for him.
Yeah, man. I make the joke all the time. They got more followers than we do, man. I mean,
no, they don't.
When do we get a cut of that?
No, they don't.
I know they don't. That's what I'm saying. I like to.
But we're pushing them, man.
I like to give you guys shit because
Space City Collective.
Y'all get all the cool shoes out of the deal, man.
Man, y'all don't get a discount. You got to go in there.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna go there. Yeah, we're gonna try to get in there Sunday. They don't even know this shit. Like we're not broadcasting live, but they'll find this out whenever you drop the podcast. So when's this gonna air?
When we show up with all the when we show up with all the equipment standing outside Space City Collective.
I know they won't say no. I know.
No, he's not.
They're like, oh, we'll keep it open. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. And what we can do is, we can announce it tomorrow, but we could probably do. I don't know, to get Christian to give some sort of discount. If you come in and buy a pair of shoes during the podcast, he might sell 50 pairs of shoes during the podcast.
Do they open Sunday usually? Or?
No.
So, yeah.
Special opening.
Yeah, like from like whatever what time we get there to like 2.
Our-
I know
the
we're
pho-
not going to be there.
We'll probably be there at
all
like 2
day.
o'clock, 2 p.m.
Okay, so
Because our photo shoot's at 11 a.m. in Lake Charles.
that's going to take you about what, an hour?
Yeah, so we'll probably be out of there by 12:30, and then it'll probably take Rich about 2 hours to stuff his face with some seafood somewhere.
Yeah. So two is not going to be enough. We're at
3
like
o'clock?
3 or 4.
Maybe 3 to 5.
Rich is going to need his afternoon nap probably or something. man.
Yeah, Rich.
No
will probably-
thanks.
No thanks.
No, I'm
man.
gonna
not
tell
doing
him no thanks when he asks for his fucking nap. Fuck that.
that. No, that'd be fun, man. I'd like to do that.
Let's talk about this Fury Challenger Series 10/23,
You
22
got that on your phone. I don't have that one yet. I don't.
coming up. So what
Yeah.
are we? 2 weeks out? 2 or 3?
2, 3. We're getting a lot
Today's
closer.
the
I know.
7th.
Hold
2
on.
weeks.
Yeah, we're just
2
a couple of weeks out,
weeks.
man.
2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
So Fury Challenger Series is
So what's the concept of that one as opposed to like a regular Fury FC show?
Fury Challenger Series is something that me and Rich came up with to kind of give more focus on the pros with smaller records and the upcoming amateurs, like the amateurs that could possibly be breaking through into the pro division. This gives a guy like Cody Steele, who's only 1-0. We know he's got talent.
Of course.
We know he's headed to something big eventually, but at 1-0, you're not
You don't
gonna.
want to throw him in with your top guys quite
Right.
yet. You want him to be a little more seasoned.
And on a UFC Fight Pass main card, you're never going to get the opportunity probably to main event if you're 1-0. But on this Fury Challenger Series card, Cody's the main event.
Yeah. Boom.
So it puts a lot of focus, and we spoke to the UFC Fight Pass team, and they like Cody, and the eyes are going to be on him. But this guy, Break It In Freeman, is no slouch, and he's an unseen prospect, I think. And it's not an easy fight. It's not like we're giving Cody a gimme. And Break It In is coming in there, and he knows the possibilities that are there for him if he beats Cody, what can happen.
Yeah.
And he's taking the shit serious.
What an opportunity for him.
And I see his posts every day, and that he's the underdog, and he's coming to steal the shine. And I think Cody sees it, and it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, that's somebody you don't want to piss off, though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Talk shit, but don't talk too much shit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, man.
Karan Reed is back.
Oh, wow. Do we have extra security on hand for this one?
I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah,
Back in the, hey, Karan Reed is a sweetheart of a guy. Love the dude, man. Great fighter, great prospect. But, man, some of the company he keeps. Dude, I remember back in the day. I remember back in the day. This is pre-Fight Pass. Man, his crew was, and I don't remember who Karan fought. And it's
he
not
fought
really,
Dr. Culpepper.
okay.
It was an
All right.
amateur fight.
But
That's how well I remember.
that's how well you remember. I know. But dude,
Well, that
like
was one
guys,
fight.
the guys.
He also fought Eduardo Anaya, and that's where all the shit started.
That's why I think it might have been that one because, dude, I saw like who Karan Reed's people were like talking shit to, and I don't know why. First of all, I mean, I guess they view themselves as like the sixth man in a.
They were talking shit to Giannis.
or like the 12th man in a football game, but they view themselves. Yeah, the Giannis and Liamana. I remember specifically like Liamana. Like just smiling and like just like begging them, like, "Hey, the barricades are. You can hop right over that barricade. Hey, I'm right here, man."
And that's when Saul was still here.
Shit was Saul was
Shout out
there.
to my guy,
Shout out R.I.P. Saul. But man, shit was like coming unglued that night,
Yeah.
and that wasn't the first time. Where Karan Reed goes, controversy usually follows. Man, they almost shut down one of our shows at the Bayou City Event Center.
That was
If you
number
remember that one,
Yeah.
HPD bailed. I
So
wish
the
I knew the
Eduardo
officers'
Anaya-
names to throw them under
I
the
know,
bus.
dude.
Diego wasn't there that night, but dude, yeah, HPD like bailed whenever shit was coming unglued in the back. They're like,
was
I didn't
there.
sign up
Yes,
for this.
I remember that.
We're leaving.
So,
and I remember your
real
dad
quick-
gave them shit because
Oh,
your dad
dude.
retired police officer. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, what kind of stuff is this?
The Eduardo Anaya Karan fight was in Humble, and shit. That's kind of where it unfolded.
Yeah.
That's where it started. And then the Eduardo Anaya Dr. Culpepper fight was in Bayou City Event Center, and that was the
backstage
shit
where they
really
cross
happened. But
paths. Yeah.
all in all, Karan Reed has always been respectable to me. He's always talked to me,
For
with
sure. Yeah,
nothing
same.
but respect.
Yeah, same.
He works his ass off. He's got fucking talent.
Yeah, he does.
And he hasn't fought for us since he was an amateur in 2019, I think, was probably, or 2020 maybe.
No, it's probably 2019. I
Okay,
think.
so it's been
a
almost
while.
3 years.
Yeah.
And the whole point of him not fighting for us was because of that.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I can't have this shit around.
No.
He ended up signing with Iridium. I talk to Jason every day, and
Jason's good people.
Yeah,
you can trust him to keep things in check, I think.
And I told him why the reasons for not bringing Karan back.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good for my spectators, the fans, when shit like that happens, whatever. But Karan made his pro debut. I feel like he's sat out already 3 years. I've talked to his coaches, his team. I talked to him personally. I told him, man, listen, I like you. I think you're talented. I think we can push you into the UFC. But the shit that's happened in the past can no longer happen. I know even a couple of his friends, he came to the Submission Hunter card a couple weeks ago to pick up his tickets, and he brought like his main friend.
Yeah.
I don't know what the guy's name is.
It's okay. We don't need to say the name on here, but yeah, I kind of know who you're talking about.
I talked to him, and I told him too, like him and Karan sat down, they got the tickets and stuff, and I talked to him, and I told Karan.
Don't mess up this opportunity for your friend, man.
That's exactly what I said. I said, listen, man, Karan's talented. I can't have none of that. Like, y'all gotta be
if
respectable.
anything, you gotta be the guy that's shutting that down.
Right.
For Karan,
Control your crowd, man. Like, we're giving him an opportunity now. We want to make sure that he makes it to the next level.
Yeah.
He's got what it takes. Y'all are going to be the reason he doesn't get seen if he doesn't get to fight for us.
Yeah, hopefully that resonates with them and they don't just like double down and take
He said, "Nah, man, we're not in that life no more. We're not doing that."
Yeah, good.
And I'm going to believe him.
Yeah.
They're going to have to prove me wrong.
You're given the opportunity,
I'm
so
giving
it's like,
the
hey, the ball's in your court now.
And I told him, like, if this shit fucks up, this is your one chance. So I'm excited. He's fighting Jonathan Island.
Oh, wow.
And Island hasn't been on the winning end for us yet.
But what was he coming in with us? He's like 3-0?
Yeah.
4-0 something. He was undefeated whenever he came to us. So, I mean,
But he fought Manny Lazoya.
And I'm trying to remember who else.
He just fought for us in...
no slouches, man.
He fought for us in New Orleans recently. But yeah, him and Manny Lazoya fought. So he hasn't had any easy fights. Karan's not going to be an easy fight either.
New Orleans, I'm trying to remember.
What are you doing, Diego?
My bad.
Diego's over here playing on social media.
Diego's over here looking for
trying to
massage
promote
spots.
New Orleans was which Fury?
Happy ending?
He fought Casey.
Okay.
Okay, so listen. His last fights for us, Josh Walker, Manny Lazoya, and Casey Jones.
And, I mean,
Killers.
Yeah. I mean, not that you want to lose a fight, obviously, but I mean, how can you hold it against the guy?
So he came to us
3-3 now.
He came to us at 4, and he was 4-1.
Okay.
He was 4-1, so he's 4-4 now.
So he's at 500. So he's got to go on like a 10-fight run, man.
But man, I mean, it just, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but it just goes to see, like, when you take the step and you come over here, there's no easy fights, man.
No.
Like, you come from another promotion where you were 4-1 or 4-0, undefeated, and then you come over here and you got a 500 record. Like, that should tell you something.
Right. The level of competition in Fury is different than some of the other promotions that
because when you go to the next level after this, if you go to Contender Series and get your ass kicked, dude,
that looks bad on us almost.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
So, I mean,
but the competition is going to be way bigger in the UFC. So if you can't
we're getting you prepared for that big stage here.
If you can't beat the guys here at Fury,
yeah, your prospects of winning on a Contender Series go down exponentially.
Right. So you need to figure out what you want to do. You want to train differently, make this 100% your job, or find a whole nother career.
Yeah.
I mean,
plenty of truck driving opportunities and shit, or whatever.
Or my guy,
if you want to be an accountant or something.
So Karan Reed is co-main eventing the Challenger Series card. We got Cody Steele main eventing. My undefeated guy, Hector Sainz.
Nice. I like Hector.
Hector's a good dude, man. He's a good fighter. I think he's 25 years old.
Who's he fighting?
I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah.
So he's fighting one of Andrew Craig's guys out of 10th Planet Austin. Jason Rivera. He's a little bit older. He doesn't have the best record, but he's tough. And I just found out
challenge for him.
He's one of the head coaches of like their Muay Thai program out there. Andrew speaks really highly of him. He says, man, Jason's fought nothing but tough dudes. He wants to be on Fury. He wants to be on the roster.
That'd be a good challenge for Hector.
So it should be a good
challenge
scrap.
for both of them, really.
Tony Toro's making his pro debut.
Tony Toro. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, so Tony's coming in. He's making his pro debut. He's fighting Jose Lemus.
He fought Smotherman back in the day, didn't he?
Yeah. They fought for the title.
I think that was our first show back after
protocols.
COVID, after the COVID shutdown.
Man.
And I remember Smotherman.
You remember that shit?
I can. My memory it works sometimes. I remember Smotherman wanted to be called the Matador that night. Tony Toro. I'm like, dude, really? He's like, yeah. And whenever I announced him, whenever the camera and Smotherman, the Matador or whatever, and Tony like looked across the cage. He's like, really, man?
Oh shit!
and Smotherman was like, hey, what you gonna do about it? Kind of. It was fun to watch that interaction.
Was that his nickname too? Tony Toro's?
No. It wasn't his nickname.
Was it the
Toro.
Matador and the Bull?
Yes,
okay.
That's what Cameron was going for.
Okay.
Hey, man, props, shout out, respect for that.
Toro.
He's marketing himself and coming up with some shit. So I get
that's
it.
That's awesome.
But that was kind of the I don't know, one of the igniting points in my mind. Like, dude, I like this Smotherman kid, and not trying to speak too much about shit behind the scenes, but I try to help him out a little bit here and there with little pointers and shit that I've picked up along the way.
Smotherman?
Like, yeah.
Because he's still young, man.
He didn't want to be called, he didn't want any babyface references or anything like that. He said, what if one day I'm not? I was like, then you change it to, whatever you want to call yourself. But dude, for right now, dude, you're the babyface killer, man.
He is.
He's like, all right, I like that, man. Let's go with that.
And the babyface killer tries to kill.
He does, man.
He
does. He will stand and throw with anybody, man. And I remember one of the state guys, Joseph, he was like, he's watching whatever fight. It was at Escapade. And he's like, man, I know this kid wants to stand and fight. I see some things that could use some improvement. If he wants to really stand and bang, man, let me know and I'll put him in touch with some. Yeah. I'll put him in touch with some top-notch boxing guys. No, he doesn't. But I'm just saying it's very obvious he wants to stand and bang. He's not trying to go to the ground.
I'm gonna build a card, and I'm gonna put Smotherman in a fight, Michael Murphy in a fight, Isaac Moreno in a fight,
Michael Murphy,
Carlos Jimenez, Jacob Silva. I want nothing but stand-up wars on the main card.
Yeah,
and I want people to be like, "Holy shit!"
I think once people see that lineup that you put together, I think they'd buy tickets for that.
Did you see the UFC Fight Pass has been sharing some recent fights or
Yeah,
some old fights actually, not recent fights.
No, they shared the war that kind of started off for us on Fight Pass, Vergara and Silva.
Golly,
they shared that one recently.
So real quick,
go back and watch that one again was a lot of
people
fun.
were talking shit about the cameraman and the cameraman on that. The way the fight got posted on Facebook for the is different. It's like a slim view versus if you go watch it, you cheap bastards, and buy the Fight Pass subscription.
Fight Pass, you'll be able to
see the full view.
Yeah, you'll see the full view.
So but they keep the guys in the cameras.
They have to post it long ways for Instagram or whatever. So you miss 33.3% of the shot.
That's what it is. So they're like, these camera guys suck.
They don't understand TV production, and that's fine. It's no fault of their own. They're the fans, and they're used to seeing what they see. But it's like when you're watching it on your phone. Okay, try watching Batman on your phone.
Yeah,
you're not going to see Batman and Joker going off to it on the side. You're only going to get that much of the view.
But Rich messaged me last night, and he was like, "Hey man, they're roasting the camera guys on the for the videos that UFC Fight Pass posted."
That's why you stay out of the comment section.
I said, man, I really don't care.
They don't know what they're talking about, and I don't mean to insult anybody that has an opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but man, before you hit that send button, think, do I really know what I'm talking about?
And most people don't.
Most people don't. That's why I try to stay away from comment sections.
And that's why they do it on social media. That's why they post it on Facebook.
Back in the day, I'll give you a story. Back in the day in San Antonio, title fight, and you're going to remember it. Is Chris Lopez, and he was fighting Washington for the welterweight championship, right? 5-round title fight, San Antonio, Texas, Lopez's hometown. Huge buildup. Anyways, apparently the state didn't get the memo, whatever happened. They tried to shut it down after 3 rounds.
That's stupid.
It was a 5-round fight. I announced it as a 5-round fight and everything. But they start tallying their scores after 3 rounds. So Eric and I, we're like,
what the hell's going on?
What are y'all doing? Is this a 5-rounder? Like, nope. We've got it listed on our paper as a 3-round fight. So there's a lot of commotion going on the side. Anyhow, the inspectors from the state go up in there, and they're standing inside the cage, and we ended up getting things taken care of, and it ended up being a 5-round fight.
After 20 minutes?
Yes, after 20 minutes. I go back and I'm like looking through the comment section on that, and people are like roasting, me. Like, the MC's in the cage. Why won't he say anything? I was not in the cage. That was a state inspector standing in there. That guy won't even tell us what's going on. Why won't he say what's going on? Da, 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 da. I'm like at cage side with Eric. Like, hey, guys, it's a 5-rounder. It's a title fight. And Eric's like, dude, I did this. I did that. Y'all should have known. This is y'all's mess up. Y'all got to make it. There's a lot going on the side. They don't know about that, and that's okay. You don't have to know all the inner workings. But they were like wanting, why won't the MC tell us what's going on? Da, 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 da. Well, he's not actually in the cage. He's actually outside trying to figure out what's going on and help, get shit rectified. I learned then, like, stay out of the comments section. It's just going to piss you off because half these people, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're really talking about, but they've got an opinion, and that goes for things like, politics and all kinds of other things, baseball, and everybody's like hating on Aaron Judge and Barry Bonds and shit. Stay away from the comments section. So that's my
and that,
spiel.
Honestly, that event makes sure that I triple up on, hey, this is a 5-rounder, right?
Yeah.
These are 5-minute rounds,
we gotta
right?
go back and
like,
before
it
the
makes
event starts.
it makes more work for me, but I have to go to the
growing pains, man. Those are growing pains. We talked about that at the time. There was that, and there was other things too that we've encountered along the way. Those are the growing pains.
Yeah, but a lot of
go from a regional promotion to a national promotion.
A lot of the things that get fucked up behind the scenes, though, people don't understand. It has nothing to do with the promotion.
No.
The licensing commissions are the ones who regulate these things. They say yes, they say no. They
Whenever
make
there's a bad decision or something. They do that. Oh, the Fury, I can't believe Fury screwed so-and-so out of such and such. It's like, dude, we don't have a hand in the decision. We put the fight on. The state regulates that. The state assigns these officials. If you got
Listen, I've got some go-to officials that I fucking love.
We got some great ones, man.
But there's some that
Shout
I
out
specifically...
JP Rex.
Yes, there's some that I specifically request every event.
Yeah.
And when they don't give me them, I'm like, man, what the fuck? I requested these guys. Well, they weren't available. And then I'll call these refs.
Oh, yeah,
I
we
was
know
available.
Better. Yeah, we know better. Yeah.
So I don't have no say in who refs the shows.
The state wants to get reps for everybody. We all know who the favorites are, and if everybody requests them all the time, some of the guys who are still trying to get some experience don't get calls. So I get the state wanting to get everybody an opportunity.
So we've been at this shit for 13 years. Yeah. We should have first say of who we want. All these fucking promotions that are coming in this year, and Greg Alvarez and these guys at TDLR are handing out promoters licenses like fucking candy.
Yeah.
So anybody that's
whoever's got the fee, whoever can pay the fee, right?
Last event, there was a lot of rookie judges and
that's
rookie
what I'm saying.
Referees.
What I'm getting at is all these refs and judges and timekeepers and shit that are newbies. Send them to the new promotions. Let them get their feet wet there. Don't let them fuck up on a live feed on UFC Fight Pass.
I would agree.
To where we have. Send me Jeff Rexroad, Joe Solis, Kerry Hatley, Jake Montalvo.
Yeah.
Like, send me the guys that I want.
For sure. We know those guys are available and ready to come work a Fury event.
I've already said I'll pay whatever the fees are. The other thing, too, that I've recently gotten pissed about, because we're on UFC Fight Pass, all of a sudden our fees and shit are higher. Dude, like
they're giving us the California treatment here in Texas.
Let's fucking do it across the board. What people don't realize. So the state licensing commission has a board of directors, and they have an MMA promoter that makes the decisions for Texas, that can implement things and suggest things to vote on. They have a boxing promoter. They have one of the combative sports doctors, and then they have a few other. I'm the guy for MMA. So I've got a whole list of shit that
You're on the committee.
Yeah, I'm on the board of directors.
So you're one of the guys that...
Listen, I've got a list of shit for the next meeting.
It's your fault.
No, I'm coming with some heat.
I know you are, brother. I know you are. I'm glad you're on the committee because Lord knows they need the help, man.
Yeah, so hopefully it says, I mean...
You're one of those guys like a Chris Reed.
Chris was on the committee.
I know.
He was.
I know, man. I love that dude. Shout out Chris Reed.
I think somebody like Jeff or Joe should take his place.
Like
Kerry Hatley.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be good. Kerry Hatley be, great.
Even Jake. I noticed Jake's doing a lot more stuff with
Jake too.
UFC now.
Rex. But, Rex, I know he's got, he's busy. He's got a lot of commitments. But there's a lot of guys that fit that Chris Reed bill. But, man, Chris wanted to be that change from the inside. Yeah. It's like, okay, there's a lot of problems.
He would argue
here.
the shit.
I know.
He would argue the stuff for us, man.
He's like, all right, okay, there's a problem here. I'm about embracing the solution.
And what I loved about Chris is he would ask me shit at every event.
Yeah.
About the good and bad of the event and what went wrong and what could have been better.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be the guy to push.
The voice. He wanted to be the
Yeah,
voice on the
man.
committee. Yeah.
Shit, man.
God, dude, I miss that guy.
And Greg does Greg's been around for a long time, and he does a great job. And I remember my first event, Greg was the inspector on the event. And I think he thought I was coming in and I was going to be a one and done.
Yeah, I already know where
And
you're going with this.
I think that after all these years, he finally sees that, and Eric's worked really hard.
Yeah.
And
Dude, you busted
I love
your
Greg.
ass, man.
Yeah, and he tells me, man, you've done a great job, and you're the most active promoter in Texas, and you do all this shit and that. He gives me shit sometimes, but it's almost like
That's what you do with people you love.
it's almost like a stepdad
Yes.
son
Yeah,
relationship, and I fucking love him for that.
Yeah, for
so
sure,
it's been
man.
good.
Shout out Greg Alvarez.
Back on this 1023
Let's
card.
go.
So Hector Sainz, Keenan Jackson's back. He's fighting Kevin Kent, who fought for us in Colorado. I don't know if you remember. He knocked out Caleb Hall
Man.
with a straight left.
I'm
They were
drawing
on
a
the
blank
prelims.
on that one, but that's why you're in charge, man.
Yeah. We talked about Toro. Daniel Pete's back. Remember
Oh,
Pete?
Daniel, the Heat Pete. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while. So Daniel
Yeah,
Pete's
it
fighting
has.
Joseph Aguilar.
Okay.
Isn't Joseph
yeah.
Aguilar like the Shawn Michaels pose guy?
I think so, man. I
Yeah.
think so. If I remember right, he hits that Shawn Michaels flex.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get that
Abondo.
opportunity, but Daniel Pete isn't going to make it easy for him.
No, Francisco Abondo's fighting.
Oh, Bondo.
A guy out
It's
of
been a minute since
Jackson
we've
Wing.
seen him.
I'm super excited about the amateur portion of this card.
Yeah.
We got
Who are you looking the most forward to seeing on the amateur side of things?
honestly,
Okay, pick
man-
two. Pick two.
Well, I'm gonna go with Mia first.
Me too, man. So after Amber, sorry to interrupt, that'll give you time to collect your thoughts. After Amber Terrell won that title match against Hope Holmes, I interviewed her in the cage, and then once we were off air, I asked her how she felt about fighting, 115. And she's like, 105 feels good. Whenever we got off the air, I'm like, hey, you know why I'm asking you that, right? Yeah, because Mia. I'm like, yeah,
100%.
they're looking at you and Mia, and that's going to be a freaking banger, man. I'm
December.
looking forward to that one too, man.
For December. I mean, obviously we got to get past this card, but speaking of Amber, I talked to Johnny Bedford. That's her new coach. She moved to Dallas, and he understands that the UFC has no 105 division.
Yeah.
And he says that Amber really wants to be in the UFC, so she's ready to make that move to 115. And they wanted to do it on this card.
Yeah.
I already had a fight for Mia, and I feel like Dania Cruz deserved a 105 title fight after her last two wins.
Yeah.
So I needed Amber to stay at 105 and defend that belt. So I'm looking forward to Mia, but Dania and Amber are on this card as well.
Yeah.
So we got two female title fights.
I jumped the gun there. My
Yeah.
bad. Hey, Diego, you're supposed to edit that out.
Mia's fighting 2-0 Alexandra Carlson, who just fought for us on the July. I think it was July Fury Amateur Series. She's out of House of Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Trains with Jacob Landon. It's not going to be an easy fight for Mia, but Mia works hard. She takes the shit serious. Should
She's
be good.
legit. Another War Training Center
Yeah.
product.
I feel like every person I say is from War. So I'm going to talk about Amber and
They've got
Dania.
so many killers, man.
Hayden Bryars.
Dude.
Hayden
Who
Bryars.
you got him against?
He's fighting Alex Rago out of Factory X.
Okay.
Alex
he's out of Colorado then, out of Denver.
He's 7-3.
Wow.
So
Would be
this-
a good challenge for Hayden.
And Rago's aware of what
he might know how to stay out of a guillotine.
he's aware.
Yeah.
He's very aware. And he's excited, and he's thanking me for the opportunity. But he only took this fight because he wanted a pro contract with us.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make his pro debut. I said, listen, I'll give you, win or lose, as soon as you leave the cage, you got a 4-fight deal with us. He's like, I'm in. So he's
Nice.
coming down. We got Donovan Manuels back with Arlton Audrey,
Oh.
155.
Wow.
So
That'll be fun.
Arlton's last fight was against Lester, right? Lester Jr.?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Listen.
Unanimous decision, I believe.
And Donovan just beat Joao Matos on the 9/11 card. And Matos came in 3-0. He was, I think, like the Texas Clash amateur champion. Donovan was 2-0. He's 2-0. But again, even at the amateur level, man, right now, our amateur fights that we're stacking are
They're stacked, man. They're like pro cards. Like a 2-0, 3-0 level pro card.
the back end of this card is 5 title fights. It's Amber Terrell and Dania
You got
Cruz,
5 title fights coming up on this next.
Mia
Wow.
Graw and Alexandra Carlson, Hayden Bryars and Alex Rago, Arlton Audrey and Donovan Manuel, and Miles Banks versus 2-0 Robert Olivares.
Oh wow, Miles
So-
Banks back.
Shout out to Jacob Landon, because anytime I call that guy in San Antonio, he says, man, my guys are ready.
He's got somebody.
And he always tells me, man, like, y'all are our first choice. If Fury's got fights for him, we're taking them. If you don't have fights for him, then we'll spread them out amongst whoever
You
else.
gotta love that, man.
I fucking love
Whenever
that,
coaches
man.
are that willing to work with you, man.
And
that
I want
makes life
guys
so much easier.
Like, I want guys to fight for other organizations. I want them to build their records.
Get experience, not just
Exactly.
with us, but elsewhere. For
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I want to share the love. I want them to fight wherever else they can fight to build their
not
records.
so much just sharing the love, but I mean, you got to work for different promoters. They're going to have different fighters, different opportunities for you. And
Right.
you know, if you work for one promotion the whole time, I mean, you know,
It's good and it's bad.
there's a plus and there's a downside. too.
There's more plus for us.
You guys, of course, yeah. There's more
Because
plus
we
for
can
us.
travel with them.
We can travel with them, and you're going to find, you know, the best top-notch opponents for them. Not that the other promotions won't,
Right.
but it gives them that exposure, you know, elsewhere. Whereas, you know, we might not be where that opportunity is for them.
At the same time, like, if some of these other promotions would say, hey, can we build some guys and then push them to y'all?
It'd be nice to have a partnership with some of them.
Yeah, man. And then we could shout them out and be like, hey, go fight over
A
here.
lot of them want to go to war, though.
I know, I don't like that. I don't know why. I don't want to go to war with nobody.
Yeah, me neither, man. Me
I'm
neither.
good.
But hey, I say this lightheartedly, man. But you know, when you're number one, there's a target on your back, and everybody wants to be in that spot that you're in. You know, I'm not saying that we're number one or whatever, but whenever you get to a certain level, people
I
want
get
that
it.
level, and
I
there's a
get
certain level of envy or whatever. Dude, I know you and Rich are willing to work with anybody. So
It took us 13 years. I'll say that. It didn't
Word.
happen overnight, man.
It did not.
It took a
happen
lot of
overnight.
losses,
Yeah,
you know, and a lot of learning. But
like
Sure, right.
12
We're here,
years to
we're-
be an
we're
overnight
here.
success.
we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. So
Word. I know you got a birthday party to go to, man. You
Yeah,
you want to hit some more stuff though? I'll stay here as long as you need to, man.
let's just run down this card. So
go.
those 5 title fights, Micah White's coming back.
Micah White,
Micah
Dynamite.
Yeah, so I'm excited for Micah. He's
It's gonna be his first fight back for us since his
he
last
just-
fight to Hayden Bryars, right? Or did he fight for us more recently?
He fought Brandon Gutierrez in San Antonio.
Okay, all right,
Rear
yeah,
naked choke.
yeah. You're right.
So he's training with James Krause out there at Glory. He actually moved and lives in Missouri now. He's fighting Luis Rodriguez.
He moved from Texas to Missouri.
Yep,
All right, hey, shout out,
dude, he's looking good.
hey, yeah, whatever works. I mean, where he's got to go to succeed, but I'm.
Leomano Martinez moved out there too.
Ugh,
Yeah,
what's in Missouri, man?
James Krause.
I mean, besides James Krause.
James
man.
Krause is out there.
You could fly out there to train for a week and then come back to Texas or something. Missouri is like Oklahoma light.
Yeah,
I kid. I've got family in Missouri. That's why I say that.
I got two Gracie Baja amateurs on, David Reza and Sean Kennard.
Yeah.
Those guys work with Morano. They train really hard. Alex is really high on them, and they have a fan base, both of them. You
Yeah.
know, so they're coming. They'll be well prepared, and they're bringing a lot of people with them. So
Hell yeah.
expect a full arena when you announce those guys. You'll hear some roars.
That always makes for a better show.
Ross Thurwalker's back.
Thor Walker, not Through Walker. His first fight for us. I misread his name. And Jackson, I was like, Through Walker. He came with the camera. I made his Instagram reel. What's a Through Walker?
Yeah, so Ross is back,
Yeah, good
and
job.
Ross is fun.
Yeah, he is,
You
man.
know,
Hell of a fighter, man.
He wants to take your head off.
I bet he does, man.
So-
you know, I mean,
so he's coming with it.
I say that he probably doesn't. He probably heard that a lot growing up, man. Through Walker almost sounds like a Star Wars character.
It does, right?
Sounds badass. He should maybe consider a legal change. I think.
That'd be tight. That'd be tight. Who else is it? George Cruz. George Cruz he trains with Corey McCoy. He was on the last card. His opponent pulled out the day before weigh-ins, so I immediately matched him, put him on this card.
Yeah, I like how you do that for guys whenever
Yeah.
their opponent falls
Dude,
off.
I
like
hate that, man. It's unfair. Guys sold tickets. They've already went through a whole camp. They're in the middle of their weight cut. If
But-
it happens the day before weigh-ins or at weigh-ins, it's the worst fucking
Yeah.
thing. And it makes me feel so bad, and I'm hunting.
For sure.
Who can I find just last minute?
like
I'm
literally
almost
last minute.
I'm almost tempted to do my own medicals and just go in there and fight somebody at some point.
do it. Do
At some
it.
point, then make that happen. But that breaks down the 1023 card, man. We're in Edinburgh the week after. Then we're back. Then we're back
I
in
just
Houston.
booked my flight for the Edinburgh show
run.
last week. Yeah, man. Looking forward to being back down in the valley, man. It's always a good crowd down there. I love that arena, man.
Bird Ogden Arena's a shit.
Yeah.
Bird Ogden Arena's a shit. 11-6 Houston.
Yeah.
Back to back to back.
Back to
We're
back.
on
to
a
back.
we're on a 4-week.
You've given us a
break.
little break right now.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, I almost don't know what to do with my weekends
I know,
when we
man.
don't have a show.
Yeah.
But
Daddy
I'm
duties.
Yeah, exactly.
Daddy
We
duties.
got to do that. But I'm looking forward to being back on the road and back in the saddle coming
Yeah.
up these next few weeks, man.
No doubts. Real quick, shout out. Thanks to Howlerhead Whiskey.
Howlerhead Whiskey, of course.
Kept us powered during
Yeah,
this podcast.
man, we got that monkey
Powered up.
spirit in us.
FuryFC.tv.
We're all nice and loose now, and it's time to wrap.
It's time to go.
But yeah, man, shout out to Sheath Underwear, Space City Collective.
Space City's my guys.
All our
We'll
all
be
our
there
sponsors.
Sunday, even though they don't know it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're
We
about
might
to-
not.
Yeah, we're
They're
going to
about to
surprise
find
you
out.
guys.
About
I'll
to
text
find-
Christian.
We're about to surprise Space City Collective with an impromptu podcast here in a couple of days. But hey, guys, Rich isn't here to pitch to me. Diego, what you got?
Well, don't forget about Kimura Tattoo, right?
Kimura Tattoo Company. I wonder if Jake Heffernan cashed in on that.
I don't know if he did or not, but I can't imagine he wouldn't.
He probably has.
what
We'll
a-
see it with a neck
what an
tattoo on the
offer.
next
Yeah,
one. It
we'll,
better be Fury.
what
I
about-
told
We
Ronnie.
need to get him on as a guest, and then he can maybe show it off.
We need to bring Ronnie in here. I told Ronnie, hey, anybody getting these gift certificates for their tattoo performance of the night, it has to be a Fury tattoo.
Yeah. Boom.
They don't get to pick
And they get something else, like something around it, but it's got to incorporate the Fury logo.
something.
Yeah.
Cage, something. Fury logo and cage.
But it's got to have our logo. We're going to brand you with
So we have
our-
2 weeks, 10-23, 10-30 Edinburgh, 11-6 Fury FC 71 Houston, 11-11 we're Sub Hunter Lake Charles, 11-18 we're Sub Hunter Dallas. If you want to get info, FuryFC.tv for Fury fighting events,
all
and
the tickets are right there.
SubHunter.tv, SubHunterPro.tv for Sub Hunter events.
Come hang out. Come be a part of the action.
Get you some Howlerhead whiskey,
Yeah, definitely.
Drink it.
Makes life a lot funner.
and we're out.
Hey,
You ready?
the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Later.
Boop, boop, boop. Ka, ka, ka.